Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning everyone. Please for you all. Let me introduce, my name is Dewi Ayu. I'm from the Technical Informatica. Today I will show the result of the presentation that I have made with the theme IT and software development. The purpose of the presentation is to broaden insight and gain knowledge about technology, especially about IT and software development. In my presentation, you hope to focus your eyes on the presentation that I am giving. I was more here to talk to you about development. What is development? Well, development is the process of creating all those amazing apps, programs, games that you use in your daily life in a software program like Facebook, QuickBook, your doing your finance on your phone. All of those things had to be developed, and their development by folks known as developers. So today we're going to take you through the development process, some of the different tools, different development language, different type of developers, talk about the lingo, and give up the speed on this whole process. So you're talking with these guys, you can actually know what they're saying to you. The first is IT development. What is IT? IT is information technology, or in English known as information technology. It's a general term for any technology that helps humans in making, changing, storing, communicating, and or disseminating information. IT brings together high-speed computing and communication for data, voice, and video. Examples for information technology include not only personal computers, but also telephones, TV, electronic household appliances, and modern handheld devices. In business context, the Information Technology Association of America explained processing, storage, and distribution of voice, pictorial, text, and numeric information by microelectronics based on a combination of computing and telecommunication. The term in the modern sense first appears as article published in the Harvard Business Review, where the author Levitt and Whistle commented that new technology does not yet have a single name established. We will call it information technology. Some the modern fields that have emerged from information technology are the next generation of web technology, bioinformatics, cloud computing, global information system, large-scale knowledge based on others. So the development of information technology today, almost all sectors of humans use information in social and political life. Technology is never separated from life. There are various things that are new in the world of technology, whether dynamic or innovative are its main characteristic. Based on daily needs, many cannot be separated from technology. Information technology has a very broad scope. When we review this term, it will usually connect other aspects outside in it, which in reality are interrelated with each other. For example, information and communication technology in general will touch each other. In general, the understanding of information technology or IT is all matters relating to the mechanism of using certain device to process including information modification. The application of IT can also be identified in other areas that are needed to effectively convey the information itself. Areas that have applied information technology or IT are field of education, business file, and banking sector. Number 1. Field of education. The application of IT in the education sector can be identified by the existence of e-learning, which is a kind of online learning system via the internet. With this facility, it is possible for teachers and students to keep interacting without having to face-to-face for certain activities such as sending assessment and materials. Number 2. Personal file. Information technology has also been adopted in the personal sector with products in the form of e-commerce. The existence of e-commerce is able to facilitate between people in conducting commerce activities online on the internet as trading activities such as promotions, trading transactions can be accommodated properly and efficiently. Number 3. Banking sector. The application of IT in the banking world can be seen for the model of online banking transaction on the internet, or more popularly called internet banking. With this facility, the user can carry out certain activities such as checking balances, transferring money between accounts via their own device such as computer, cell phone, etc. Of course, the relevant device must be connected to the internet and have activated internet banking at the bank where they are customers. The use of automated teller machines is also one of the applications of information technology that has been around for a long time. Next, there is positive impact and negative impact. Through technology that uses this internet network can make it easier for us to transact easily and quickly, and can educate teens to recognize technology well so that teens do not fall into the development of technology that looks them towards the negative. So that we do not fall into the negative direction of current technological development, we must learn what technology is so that we understand about technology and how to use technology properly, so that we are not mistaken in using correctly technology. There is a need for supervision, which is very important, especially for parents who provide information technology access to their children, to be able to supervise their children to a certain extent in accessing both information technology. If we use technology properly, we can do jobs, sales, and so on, so we can make technology our livelihood, so that we will earn money by selling, by using technology that is developing today. We have to use technology properly and correctly so that we can also get money by using technology that is correctly developing. So that was an explanation for me about IT development. Then next I will explain about software development. So software developers are concerned with all of the different components associated with software development process. Let me say taken a software development process because it is a process there's a lot to software development and they work across multiple platforms. So, software developers might work on creating code, they might work on the database, they might work on the front end service. They cover a lot of ground and these are generally very smart for that just for their love math solving problems. So they basically use different tools and they use what's called a development language and there's a lot of development language. We'll get into that a little bit to create tool software that end users will then use potentially around the world. So again, any sort of program you use a developer create that of probably more likely a teams of developer created. Um, is their job really brought in includes researching, designing, implementing, and testing software. So being a developer is not a boring job. It's definitely a job where you're sitting in front of computer a lot, but if you someone who just really enjoys solving problems has a really creative mind, becoming developer is a good way to go. There are some there you're going to hear interchangeably programming and application of terms, so the term application development is often used to refer to the activities of computer programming, which is the process of writing and maintaining source code. So source code is kind of like the master document. The master code is source code. So any change that get made into a program they go in and they change the source code. In a broader sense, the terms application development includes all steps involved between the conception of the program of application and design process till the final manifestation of that application slash program. And this is a clarification. So clarification, and I think I've said this. If I want to say it again, or the programmers and developers will use it interchangeably, so that the developer is a programmer, the programmers is the developers. So there are several types of software developers, and this is a broad category that covers everything from web development to video games development. So this could well the first type of the developer because we get more into careers, but they are basically the many of the same things. They use a software development language and a set of tools to write the programs or make code with a specific purpose. Uh, in mind, there are many ways to get there. You only know. Therefore, their purpose, they basically write code to make software. So, software developers sometimes make products from start off are often asked to modify existing software. Um, you know, many software developers who end up keeping products updating the product are very common and they must be creative thinkers with extraordinary problem solving skills. These are people who like to work. I am trying to be a software developer in a focused way and you like to solve problems by becoming a software developer to be right career path for you. So let's see type of developers. Okay, they are application developers with really focus specifically on creating application. The system developer you have really looks more at a holistic view. They created the real system, so maybe there are programming things like operating system or they create machine language to do certain jobs such as in making system developers a set of prono and generally a lot of skill. You may be able to become an application developer without having 4 years. 6 year degree. Many system developers really have a strong background in mathematics and can really go deep into such things as matching language. Web developers, just as is shown, so web application developers really focus on the web experience. How this website works with aesthetic, how it looks for a mobile device as standards on-screen browser, whatever types of experiences is an user will know video integration and other different user experience tools. Web developers are really there to focus on creating a web environment, be it a web environment on mobile tablet or a computer device. They look at the different variables to create an extraordinary experience for the web. And then game developers. Game developers very crowded discuss. He has own development language in his own environment. They were developed for certain purpose, so you can develop games like PlayStation or Xbox. So to become a game developer, you have to get good skill and you know that Microsoft has its own set of game developers and their own language like iOS or Android, so their game developers tend to focus on certain platform and that really is so breathing thing. So development language. Lots and lots of development language, then you get C++, which is Microsoft in Java Visual Basic. Other Microsoft PHP and MySQL. It is a type of open source platform that is used a lot for HTML and CSS JavaScript websites that are actually generated by websites. Flash and ActionScript are actually owned by Adobe and are widely used for interactive media such as Microsoft Core Problem for Microsoft products that create Microsoft solution. Ruby on Rails is great for a lot of Ruby development. Out there we talk a little about web development. Application development, Ruby will be busy. There is a big demand now for Ruby developers. Microsoft XMA and JS Node are changing a lot of things significantly on the market, and I don't even think I can accurately describe a completely different way of computing, and I will do it. I will have a few links to show notes, but you have to check the note. But If you want to get started, you know the basic to start saying via web development. I really see things like Ruby and HTML, CSS, and JavaScript that will give you a basic to get started very quickly. Alright, so qualities of a great software developer. A developer must be able to focus on and enjoying solving puzzles. The developer has a natural talent for mathematics. They work well independently. They can and take instruction for their project manager and must be patient. Especially a developer must be patient. They are also tenacious. They also need to be like me, not give up until I solve these problems. Because you are developing maybe 2 per 3 of I/3 skills of art, so that many developers just especially machines know their way around a particular machine. Almost instinctively, developers really know their way around code is almost instinctual and something they really need to feel comfortable with. Have some sort of natural puzzle solving tendency. You know, the ability to say they like to be challenged. They have very high cognitive flexibility. With different problems, they can point the computer screen for hours. On again another problem for me after about 90 minutes to I those developers around the world. They range from computer that make code the solved problem to be tenacious. So I want to make you aware because there are many opportunities that are very profitable for developers. But this is the type of drive that you need. So if you are a little more closer, if you really solve the puzzle, if you are patient enough and can see it chair for hours at a time. This might be a good way for you. I will definitely see web development and application development is a good way to get you started. There are no endless opportunities are present, especially for roles such as game developers and mobile application developers. There is a large demand for mobile development at this time. So, you know, creating apps for mobile devices that learn iOS, starting Android, that you may be able to fasten for a year or more and start actually creating apps and adding them to your notes so you can start showing them. So if you have the skill you can really enjoy things like apps and games. Um, I will really look at the software development path. Okay, this is the end of my presentation. Thank you for coming accepting this presentation. Hopefully, this presentation can add to your horizon. And I apologize if there is a word that is present in your heart. Good morning and see you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.